Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump prepping you for recession. President Trump put out a statement, and it contains the first real acknowledgement from him that recession is on the way. In true Trump style, he's trying to blame it on someone else. But we can shed a little light on his framing. So, here's what he said. Quote, "With these costs trending so nicely downward, just what I predicted they would do, there can almost be no inflation. But there can be a slowing of the economy unless Mr. Too Late, a major loser, lowers interest rates now." First, let's start off with costs trending downward. Yeah, the costs will trend downward in the numbers that are about to come out because they lag. It is widely expected that as Trump's tariffs add costs throughout the supply chain, prices will rise. Inflation is currently expected to reach double the ideal number, at least. As Trump himself says, there is concern about a slowing of the economy. If inflation rises and economic growth slows, that's bad. If you were to add in a bunch of layoffs from the federal government and additional layoffs from a slowdown in manufacturing due to supply chain disruptions, you have the perfect recipe for stagflation. That's what Fed Chair Powell warned about the other day. Trump is actually agreeing with the result. He's just trying to blame Powell for it. Reminder, Powell is the guy who led the U.S. to a soft landing. Trump is the guy whose policies sent the Dow and S&P 500 into correction territory and the NASDAQ into bear territory. Let's also point out that the economic slowdown signs have been evident for quite some time. I think the first time we mentioned the Fed Reserve's GDP Now tool was pointing to the February 28th reading, which was forecasting a negative GDP of 1.5% in the first quarter. Powell not lowering interest rates and risking sending inflation through the roof didn't do that. Trump's erratic trade policies did. You have some analysts giving 90% chances of heading into a recession. You have others saying we're already in one and just don't know it yet. Trump's team is likely to start racing ahead, pushing out the idea that somebody else, anybody else, is to blame for the economic downturn. They will try to push the idea that it isn't Trump's policies that led to this. It's also important to remember that as Trump tries to suggest that interest rates should drop, the dollar is weakening. As Steve Forbes said while talking about the situation, quote, "The dollar is weakening, and that always leads to future inflation." The simplest explanation is that those who are suggesting lowering interest rates are trying to excuse the damage already caused. Those saying to keep them the same or even raise them are trying to prevent the damage that's still on the way. And there is definitely more still to come. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.